That shot was 984.2 feet per second. Going to be rotating clockwise. 4 shots in each of the big targets and 1 in one of the small sighters. Got a wind of about 3 to 5 miles an hour. And it's coming from over my left shoulder when it comes at all. Going to be trying to shoot this predominant wind, which is the wind that comes from behind me. Either slightly right or slightly left is fine. But I'm going to try and hold off on winds that are less favorable, like I'm beginning to get. They're so light that I'm not going to pay too much attention to it. About a 2 to 3 mile an hour wind. Nothing significant. About a half an MOA off to the left. The hold. It's starting to pick up a little bit, so I'm going to wait. I'll cut the wait time down too long, so that I'll wait for this type of wind to die almost completely out, or the wind to shift into my primary designated wind, which, as I said, was from behind me. Still up about 2 miles an hour, but it's so light I'm going to take the shot anyway. I'm going to hold off about a half an MOA. Oh. I mean, shouldn't have done that, which is why we're out here learning. Told myself today that I was going to shoot this like I would a competitive target, but it seems kind of a waste of opportunity, so I will do as much of that as I can. A little high. Flags are dead still now. Let's see what a dead still flag looks like on my target. Oh, well, that'll teach me, won't it? Or will it? Yeah, the problem with having only 2 wind flags out here, I probably should have put up 3. Is that quite often the wind in this field does different things, as you can see. You know, that those 2 wind flags are not always joined. Now I've got my designated wind, so I'm going to go for that. Oh, it's beginning to shift now. I'll hold 1 MOA off. A little going to dial out 2 clicks. Because everything seems a little bit high. If you look at all the misses, they're all slightly high. So dial them a little low. There's our primary. Well, it's going back and forth. Got the elevation right. Didn't quite have enough windage in there. everything's been just slightly above 980. The speeds will appear in the video, of course, if I'm not calling them out, which if I'm concentrating on shooting is a little tougher to wrap my brain around. All right, let's try that. Oh. That time I held that half, or maybe a little more, and then away in the dead still, and it went right where I was aimed. Now we've got a wind shift. Gonna go right down the pipe with this one. A little bit of drift to the left. Still, that flag angle is still within my primary wind designation. The results obviously are much different than when I'm inside. When I'm inside, a 240 is my is what I consider to be my average. So that means anywhere from 245 to 235. Out here, I'm looking at more like a 230. Now this has picked up a little bit. So we're going to hold an MOA off to the left, or to the right, excuse me. I actually need a little bit more than that. That is about a 3 to 4 mile an hour wind. It's not much. I pulled my anemometer out the other day, and I found that I believe that the flags were straight out at 7 miles an hour. That's not true. They're straight out at 5 miles an hour. So what we're dealing with here is, right there is probably about half of that, maybe a little more. 2.5 to 3, something like that. There we go. No way there. But my mental formula is about 1 MOA for every 2 miles an hour of wind. Right now I've got one flag reading my primary, which is from behind me, and one reading from right to left. But since it's the far one, yeah, there it goes, and it's turning now, so they're both sinking back up. I will take that shot at just about 3/4 of an MOA to the left. No, that's just about right. I'm very interested in getting a digital anemometer that I can set down range and get accurate wind speeds. If anybody's used those to any effect, I did have a pair for a while, but the lag was, anywhere like 2-second lag, and I just didn't think that was, at least using them as a directional wind flag, that was not practical. But using them in combination with these, standard mechanical wind flags, I think could be very useful to get an accurate idea of what the wind speed is. So if anybody's used one, let me know in the comments what your experience has been with it. And this is going to start our fourth and final round for this target. Be holding off here about 1 MOA left. It's just about right, I think. Getting little gusts now, so I know that's well over 5. A little more, about MOA and a half. So the wind is shifting a little from behind me, maybe just over 1 MOA left. Well, it's too much. You can see the rise when the wind comes from behind me. I've just hit 200 bar on my tank, which is nearing the end of my effective range for what I consider to be my effective range. And we're at 900. That last shot was 979.0, so all in all, after, what is that, 19, 20 shots? Yeah, we've got an SD of 2 over all those 20 shots. Here we are once again. I'm going to a little low and about an MOA. A little less than half, a little less than an MOA, about 3/4 of an MOA. Maybe a half an MOA left. Just about perfect. The reason I changed that was because the near wind flag, which is going to have the greatest effect, was coming as my in my reading my primary designated wind, which was from directly behind me, even though the further wind flag was in fact pointing a little bit further left. When there's a disagreement, I'm generally going to go with the closer wind flag, unless the closer wind flag is showing a very weak stream and the further wind flag is showing a very strong wind. In that case, I will either split the difference or just ignore the close wind flag. But got them both now well over 5. Again, about a half an MOA left. Little just a little lower. Was 22. We've got 3 more shots here. Almost right down the pipe. I'm just going to hold off at about 7 o'clock and a little bit low. And I hit at 7 o'clock and a little bit low. We're at 190 bar. Got 2 shots. I figure about 2.5 bar per shot at this speed. So the very bottom of the barrel of the range is 180, so we should still be well within the ability to keep that average. Now we've got a pretty significant shift of the wind from coming from right to left. So I'm going to go about an MOA, maybe just under an MOA hold off to the right. And that was not nearly enough. I needed twice that much with an MOA and a half. And this will be my final shot for this target. Holding that half MOA now, a little down. That was just about perfect. And that'll do it. 25 shots. The total average was 980.5. The SD was 2.3, which isn't great, which gave me a G1 average of 0.061, which is very low actually for these. I've had much better averages with this exact same pellet up about 0.071, and generally it'll be a 0.068. So that's it. I'm turning off the scope cam first. Now I'm turning off the Windfly camera. And we'll pan back on the target camera and see you on the second video.